What is up, fellow Palamesians? Welcome back to another episode of Mobius Final Fantasy, best mobile game ever. My name is Robbie Dagger. I'll be your humble host here. So on this one, we're gonna look at the Samurai 12 panels. Got the fame, all that stuff's all done. The Samurai Hall of Fame, nice looking job. One of my favorite jobs, another interesting job in Mobius Final Fantasy. So let's take a look right here. Let's just look at the old job card really quick, see what the regular job gave us. Now it is a warrior type, water, wind, earth elements. Everybody loves the ult Lie Strike. A bunch of attack power, and it adds lesser haste, which is just haste for the rest of the turn, and then it adds berserk also. So let's just turn it over here. Look at these auto abilities: clutch, barrier, brave, and wall. Actually, that's pretty dope. This has saved me a bunch of times, honestly, especially running through the Hall of Fame. The clutch, barrier, and wall as a combination is beautiful. Power drives to wind and earth, so that means every time you drive those elements, you're going to get a little bit more power behind those elements. Resist earth, so your only little resistance. Samurai is a pretty squishy job. So having earth resistance at 45% is pretty good when you're fighting against earth. Against everything else, though, good luck. Elemental starter plus 16 and extended break plus 4 is very standard. But we got some attack. It's only attack auto abilities that it gets at the start. Painful break 50%. Avert. Oh, that's it. That's it. And then it also gets avert attack down and then avert action loss 50% each. So only painful break 50%. That's all it got. This job honestly was kind of rough when it first came out. It was basically only good for ult charge decks. And honestly, after the Hall of Fame, not much has changed. You're still gonna want to kind of rock that ult charge deck. You're basically, let's look at where this job really shines. So right here, base attributes plus 40% for our first panel, first custom panel there. We got attack plus 300 for our second custom panel there. That is going to be awesome when it comes to doing some attack damage. This one is the one we've all been waiting for, baby. Attack limit break. Normal attacks deal more than 9,999 damage. We can finally hit over the cap. So this is the third job in global right now that we have that does this. The first one was Snow. The second one was Master Monk. This is our first warrior with the attack limit break. So that is awesome. And then, of course, 200% Scourge for our final panel. Scourge plus 200 increases normal damage during break by 200%. So your auto attacks do additional damage when your enemy's broken. So that is dope. As far as weapon goes, just to get into some recommendations, this is what I used for the last 3 nodes of the Hall of Fame. So if you've had any trouble, I know it's not like the most easy to get, easy to put together deck since there are 2 Supremes on this side. But if you have any trouble, I had this set up, and then I'll go ahead and show you the other side. And yeah, I was using Gunblade, and with these cards here to do the final 3 nodes. It is pretty difficult. As far as weapons goes, you have honestly a ton of really good choices. The most common setup for Samurai is gonna go for an ult charge deck. My music back on there. So the most common setup is the ult charge deck. So you're gonna probably want to use something like either the Buster Sword. Buster Sword's an awesome choice, honestly, or the Kane's Lance, whichever you prefer. It's honestly kind of splitting hairs. I know people are like, oh, Buster Sword, or people are always fighting over Kane's Lance versus Buster Sword, but they're both really good for ult charging decks. Also, you could go with something like, if you want to maximize the potential of Scourge, you would have to boost the potential. You would have to boost the Kuji. Let me see, Kuki Ichimonji. This is a weapon you get for the Samurai. It does eventually give you Scourge up to 70% after some serious boosting. If you really wanna do some extra Scourge damage, this is where you're gonna wanna start spending your boosts. Otherwise, ult charge deck is amazing. You could go with something with exploit weakness also if you want to just do more damage once you get those taps off. If you want to do, you know, more extra tap damage. So pretty dang interesting job. Let's look at these base stats here really quick. So with the 40% boost to all the attributes, we're up to almost 10k HP. And then we've got basically 2k attack power, which is nice. That's very high. And you're gonna be able to get this higher, much higher. Obviously, I don't have anything fancy right now in my. I have a couple of plus 12s in here, but otherwise there's nothing. I'm not built out for attack at this moment. So 2k plus attack power is gonna be really dope. The break power is lacking a little bit, 590, almost 600. 618 magic, so the magic is still pretty low, still pretty disappointing, coupled with not having any enhancements to any elements. Going for tap damage is gonna be tap damage and ults is gonna be your best bet. So if you have Aerith, that end spell on there is gonna be amazing for you. It's gonna be your little secret weapon. In fact, let's do a little damage showcase before we finish off the video. And I've got a little experimental deck set up here. We've got an Aerith, Knights of the Round, Neo Exdeath, and a Break Defense Down, Earth Titan. So let's try this out in our favorite spot, Untrammeled Peak. Let's just see what it does. See how it is. I mean, we talk about Hall of Fames like they're really easy, but definitely give yourself a pat on the back if you finished. If you finish any of the Hall of Fames, definitely. Because it's definitely not an easy task. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears goes into finishing all that. The trial and errors, so really nice damage coming from our samurai. Oops, I should probably drive. See if I can get some quick kills in here. So almost doing 100k damage on these foes. Really nice. Basically only buffs. No debuffs. So this thing is gonna do the job for you. And you're gonna look so damn good doing it. Let's be honest. So let me know what you guys think about the Samurai 12 panel. Before I forget to mention though, for getting the Samurai's Fame, so completing the Hall of Fame, getting every single node completed, you will be getting an Ultimate Charge plus 5 panel. I believe it's Auto Charge Ult plus 5. So that honestly is pretty worth it. Just on its own, I kind of hesitate. For me personally, I don't use warriors very much in the towers. But if you're rocking a cloud skin or planning on it in the future, it is an awesome investment. The panel is definitely worth it. If you're a climber or you're just a devoted player, it's gonna definitely step up your game a little bit. Wow, we're just getting all sorts of great hits off here. But let me know how you guys feel about your 12 panel samurai. So many ways to build this thing. Let me know what your favorite way is. I will catch you on the next Mobius Final Fantasy video. Thank you so much for coming by. Don't forget to leave that like, that comment, that share, that subscribe. It doesn't cost you a penny, and it helps me out a whole lot. And that way I'll be able to continue making awesome Mobius Final Fantasy content for you guys. Appreciate all the support. I'll catch you on the next one.